The WWF organization has said it believes that allowing limited, regulated hunting can contribute to the overall species conservation, to the dismay of actual animal protection advocates and vegan animal rights activists. The long-time association between the WWF and trophy hunting has discredited this organization. The WWF has long stated that it is not opposed to hunting programs that present no threat to the survival of threatened species, and that such programs should be scientifically based, properly managed, and strictly enforced, with revenues and benefits going back to wildlife conservation and local communities. However, trophy hunters are notorious for fabricating conservation claims to justify their bloody sport. In 2010 and 2013, the U.S., supported by Russia, proposed upgrading polar bears to full protection under Cites Appendix 1, which would have prohibited international trade. However, the WWF advised and argued against this move, arguing that polar bears did not yet meet the criteria for such a classification. WWF has also claimed a ban on the international commercial trade would damage the livelihoods of indigenous communities. However, this is continuous. Robert Thompson, an Inuit resident and polar bear guide from Kaktovik, Alaska, said, "We don't need to sell these animals for 10,000 years. That's why they're still here. We didn't need to have a commercial need or trade." Thompson said a better income could be made without killing polar bears. There could be a good income by taking people to view the animals instead, and that it is sustainable. He said, "I think if we just shot the bears to have money, pretty soon we won't have any more polar bears, and then that will be the end of the species." The WWF has also lobbied against full protection under Cites to other animals, including elephants, hippos, giraffes, and rhinos. This was particularly evident at the 2022 Cites meeting, where WWF charity lobbied successfully for the changing of the listing of Namibia's white rhino population from full protection under Appendix 1 to the less restrictive Appendix 2. The majority of wildlife protection organizations do not support the WWF's position. At the end of the past 4 Cites meetings, a coalition of about 80 NGOs opposed WWF's recommendations.